Hi, Facebook fam, and wherever else you're looking in from. We are live. We are Tap In Tuesday, and we are here to tap in. So hopefully you can tap in and join us. And Linda Outerbridge here, hook a sister up. And yeah, I'm ready to see who's ready to tap in. But what I can tell you is we do have a guest in the green room. And she joined right before I joined. So you know she's ready, y'all. But again, for those who are new, I am Linda Outerbridge, owner and creator of Hook a Sister Up in Hook a Sister Up Media and Promotions, where we help women connect with other women entrepreneurs, help promote your business and share resources, and mainly get you connected. But I'm looking to my left because I have a little area here that I'm looking for comments to pop up. So if you see me looking to the side, I can see those comments come in as they come in. So again, Linda Outerbridge here with Hook a Sister Up in Hook a Sister Up Media and Promotions and Women Who Write GR. So let me tell you a little bit about how this works. Tap In Tuesday was created to help you promote your business and share your share your events as they come up. So I thought I'd just create something cool and fancy with the Tap In. So that's why it's here. You get a chance to share your information and promote your business for free while I'm on from 6:30 to 7:15. So no charge here. You get to promote your business. All you have to do is click the link, tap in. You'll end up in the green room. You will not end up on live immediately. You'll end up in the green room. I'll see you and hear you as you pop in. So I know when you're ready. When I say, hey, we have a guest in the green room. Are you ready? You'll give me a thumbs up. When you give me a thumbs up, I'll bring you on live to the screen, and that's where you get to share all your information about your business. It's simple as that. I usually say 2 minutes, depending on who's in the green room. If there's no one in the green room, you have more time. So that's how it works. If you would like to share the link with someone who you know have a business, women entrepreneurs, have a business or have an event coming up, please share that link as well, and they can pop into the green room and come on live. If you see the live stream on the Linda Outerbridge, my private Facebook page, or Hook a Sister Up Media and Promotions, and it allows you to share, please share this recording as well. After the live is over, I will also share it in Hook a Sister Up community on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, and various other channels. So just so you know, it'll be shared after, because Facebook doesn't allow me to do much sharing as I am live on their platform. So I will share after. So just so you know, that's how it works. So hit the link. Don't be afraid. It is easy peasy. Hit the link. You'll jump into the back green room and you'll go live and share. So, but right now, I'm just going to move right along, you guys. So I'm not going to take a long time. I just want to give you an idea of how it works if you are new. And if you see the replay, and if you want to jump in 2 weeks from now. So the Tap In Tuesdays will be bi-weekly. So if you see this live in the replay and you want to jump on, look for us bi-weekly for Tap In Tuesday if you have something to share and promote your business. So without further ado, I'm going to be popping in Coach Anna Roseboro. She was here for the last Tap In Tuesday, and Anna has been connected to Hook a Sister Up for, I'm guessing, 7 years, maybe less, more. She'll let you know. But she's been connected and she knows to take advantage of these opportunities, y'all. That's what they're here for. Take advantage of the opportunities that are promoted and presented through Hook a Sister Up. Free. So here we go. I'm going to give you a thumbs up, Anna, when you're ready to pop on. Oh, she's ready. Hey, Anna Roseboro to the stage and Tap In Tuesday. Hey, Anna.
Hello, Linda.
I try not to be long-winded in the beginning, but I have to make sure to rehearse this for people who are new on how this works.
That's fine.
What you share this week with us?
It's your show. I would say it's your platform that you share with us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. What's going on this week?
Well, this week I'm having podcasts edited to be produced. One of the things that I've had an opportunity to do as I have retired from being a full-time classroom teacher, using current technology, we're able to do podcasts. And this summer, we're doing something under the umbrella of Planning with Purpose to Empower Learners. That's our Facebook group page. But the online page is called Coach Up, Anna's Coach Up podcast. And this summer we're doing something called Keeping Them on Stream. And in this case, the stream stands for science and social studies, technology, religion and cultures, English, arts and athletics, also advertisements, music, and math. And each week there will be a half-hour presentation where we invite students to look at pictures and look at poems in a book called Experience Poems and Pictures. And as they look at the pictures, they're asked, what does this remind you of that you studied this past year? And one of the reasons I enjoy coming here is I get a chance to share with you and with others some of the sisters who are helping to support this. One of them last week was Kyan Crosby, who joined me for an author event in Rockford, where they called Reading Rocks, where students get awards at the end of the school year for the reading they've done during the school year. And they invite authors to come and sell books. But the other one is this week. I was going online and I saw that Kendra McNeil, who is the owner of We Are Lit, L-I-T, at 121 Ionia Avenue here in downtown Grand Rapids, she has my books in stock. So if you decide this is something you'd like to do with the young people in your home, in a community group that you work in, or through a church group that you work in, the half-hour shows are available online for free. The book is useful but not required for the program to be successful. So stay in touch. Facebook, Planning with Purpose to Empower Learners, or Anna Roseboro. And the shows are going to be on 9 different platforms.
Wow.
Spotify,
please share some of your, thank you.
Spotify and Apple. But the list is longer than I can do. If you go on my website, you'll see all of them right there. But the ones who want to do, you want to do YouTube so you can see the presentations.
Yes.
But if you can only listen and learn. Thank you.
I love it, Anna. Anna's like, oh no, I got this. I have this already. When I get ready to come on, you have it together. Because I was wondering when I saw your podcast, I said, oh my God, Anna's doing a podcast. Because we've talked about that before. It's so great for authors to do that. And I was wondering what channels it was on, because I saw a couple of them when you first started.
Well, if you would go ahead and go on with your next announcement, I'll pull up the list and I'll come back on and share the list.
That's great. So I'll put up Anna back in the green room for a minute and go through some stuff right now and then pop her back in. Thank you, Anna.
Thank
Be right
you.
back. Don't you see how easy this is? You just pop in, you come on, and yeah, that's as simple as that. You just share what you have to share, and it's simple. So you still have time to come on. But in the meantime, I'm going to be sharing some little bit of stuff about Hasu. So right now, what's going on with Hook Us Up? Because I've gotten some messages in my emails and Facebook messages like, hey, where you at? You're kind of quiet out there. Look, let me tell you guys, I'm quiet out here because I've started working. When you're doing a 9 to 5, it sort of pulls from your intellectual juices and all of your time and all those things. So when I get home from work, because I work, I have to be to work at 8. But when I get home from work, it's like 5:30, 5:45. So I'm sort of powering down a little bit, relaxing a little bit. And then when I decide to get back into the groove and pull up my laptop and do some Hasu stuff, it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And, it gets a little hard to sort of manage the two. So you haven't seen me doing a lot because I've still been trying to maneuver how to make this all work. But I am, because you've seen it, I am doing some Women Who Write stuff. So you've been seeing me post on that. So Women Who Write GR, that comes up November 1st. So I want you to know, for the authors who have not attended in the past, this will be our I think seventh. It'll be our seventh year doing Women Who Write GR. It's called Women Who Write and Create now. So we had it last year at the Hilton Garden Inn, and we'll have it this year on National Authors Day, November 1st. So put this in your calendar, November 1st, Women Who Write and Create, um, 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So some of the authors have already reserved and registered for their tables because they know it moves fast. So I did an pre-early registration because I wanted to make sure the authors from last year made sure they signed up early before I opened it up to full access. So I just want you to know that Women Who Write, I'm working on that. Also, this Tap In Tuesday, I want to keep this going bi-weekly. This is a bi-weekly play, free promotional opportunity for you to come in, showcase your business, and share your events on Tap In Tuesday. So Tap In Tuesday is a free version of, when I say promoting events, nothing's free because it's advertising and promotion, just so you know. But Tap In Tuesday is free. So it's an opportunity for you to come on, share your business, and share your events between 6:30 and 7:15. And I like that window because I'm off work, I'm getting in, and it keeps me moving before I sit down, relax, and do too much. So bi-weekly, Tap In Tuesday, 6:30 to 7:15, the opportunity for you to promote your business and share your events. So just so you know, keep this link as well. I'm going to be using the same link every week, so I want to keep switching off on StreamYard. So if you have this link to tap in today, just know this is the same link that you'll use every time you tap in. So I set that up today, so you want to worry about keep getting different links. So Tap In Tuesday. Also, I have not done the end of the month accountability check-in. I have something I'm doing different at the end of this month. I've still been working on the name. So look for that. And I'm doing this because I'm reading a lot of posts where not just myself having problems with trying to juggle it all, but I'm reading other posts and listening to other women as they share that they've fallen off the grid. They've fallen behind. They don't know how to start back. They don't know how to start their business back, or if they want to. But I do want to have something at the end of this month because I feel you with that one. Once you pull back and start getting back into the normal grind of not getting online, not posting, not doing certain things in your business, it's easy to not do it because of freedom of you don't have to worry about all the things you need to do or getting a social media calendar or things to talk about. It makes it easy that you don't have to, but you do need to get back into the habit and the grind of it, as I'm doing myself. Get back into the habit and grind of it because you are the brand, you are the business. If you're not doing it, you become irrelevant very, very fast. You want to stay relevant. You want to stay on the minds of individuals that they know that you're still here. So that's what I'm doing, making my way back because I've fallen off after I've done the 9 to 5 and doing the 9 to 5. So I want to have something at the end of the month to get you guys back on track because I just feel like I'm not the only one out here suffering from this, trying to get back into it as well. So just want to let you know that, give you little updates on what's going on, and just share some things that's coming up. Hasu is still here. Hasu had to take a back seat for a minute so I can get caught up in some other things. Well, thanks for the ladies who have checked on me, because one thing about it, when you're in this space of creating platforms and opportunities for women entrepreneurs, and making sure that you help in the emotional space as well. Just know that we as business owners also need people to check on us when we're also, there for you. So thank you for the ones who have checked on me and asked where am I, and how am I doing, and things like that. Thanks for checking on me. I am still here. So, let's get back to Anna Roseboro. Hey,
Thank
Anna,
you.
welcome back.
Thank you. Linda, one of the things that you're doing now, having regular check-in times, even though there are not many people coming on yet, if they know that you're going to be here, in the sense you can do it right from home and then republish it, and you do it for free. We can't ask for much more than that.
Hey, just
We
provide
get
the
more
platform.
than it. That's it.
In the opportunity.
Yes. But you ask what other platforms the podcast will be on. I did pull it up. It's on my Facebook page, Anna J. Roseboro, but I did one called Wow. Wow. I just learned that Jerry Royce Live, that's the producer of Anna's Coach Up podcast, are making them available not only on Apple and Spotify, but also on iHeart Music, Radio, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Giovanni, Amazon Music Audible,
Nice.
Podcast Addict, and YouTube. So every Tuesday, a new podcast goes up. On the other hand, in order to get that, you have to have 6 in the chain. Once you get 6 ready to go, you get advertisement. And that I've got to get used to that before my podcast begins. 2 ads come on. Once my podcast is over, 2 more ads come on. But they're every Tuesday.
I love it.
And so Jerry Royce Live is the producer of this. And it's a modest fee, but it's done regularly. And because it's available on so many different platforms, people who are out walking can get it on Spotify. People who are at home with children can hook up YouTube to their TV, put the podcast on, sit around and do the activities together. One of the coaches at East Kentwood High School said he plans to play them during lunch. And so the guys are eating, but they don't go right back outside until the food is digested. And so he says he's going to feed the minds as he feeds the bodies.
I love it.
I hope it's also feeding their hearts, because
I love it.
There is a Christian undertone to it, but the students are also asked to consider whatever their family faith is. So be ready. And
you know what I love, Anna, that you are so creative when it comes to the hookups and opportunities and individuals you connect with. As you mentioned, the coach, you mentioned Kendra McNeil, you mentioned Kayon, you mentioned, I mean, it's just so many people you've connected with in the whole podcast itself, with the producer and the ads and how all that works. Because one thing about podcasting is when you say weekly, I sort of was taken aback, because most people don't really do podcasts every week because there's so much work entailed with them, unless you have it set up the way you have it set up, producer.
Mm-hmm. One thing for those who are watching, if this is something you want to do, it doesn't have to be long. You may have 10 minutes a week, but there's something you want to share. And by the fact that you have to have 6 in the pipeline before you start. And so that's what I had been working on, getting those done. And for those of you who are writers, we're in the process of doing a movie of one of the book series. And that, I just talked to the producer of that movie today.
Oh, wow.
He's got the coming soon ads out already. And then he said, I think this will make a series. So if you don't see me after the women who write and create in the fall, it's because we're working on scripts for the movie.
But which movie?
It's called Choices. And you may have seen it on my Facebook page. And it's based on a novel series that I wrote about a family where the father and mother the father tells the mother that he is bisexual.
Okay.
And as that information comes out, their teenage children dealing with what happens at school and the community and at church. And part of the podcast are the authors who contributed to that. I don't know that much about it, but I got an idea of doing it. So I asked people, do you know something about this? I got psychologists, pastors, teachers, students, gay men and women who said, I'd like to make sure, that the story you write is true. And so I think 17 different people contributed to the novel series. I wrote it, but they told me how.
Wow.
Yeah. So the podcast series has that series where I interview people. Why did you choose to be a part of this book? How did you know about? And it was interesting, the pastors that I've heard from who have gay men and women in their congregation, or have teenagers who have dealt with some of the issues that come up. So plan your podcast, check with Jerry Royce Live, and then come here on Tap In Tuesday and talk about it.
So tell me, how'd you find Jerry Royce Live?
On a talk show like this.
No way. See, you are amazing with getting. How'd you find
during
that?
COVID, many people were doing this as the only way to contact.
Right. Yeah.
There was one called Clubhouse.
I remember Clubhouse.
Okay. It was on a Clubhouse. And he too was looking for people to keep him going. And so he offered a price that I thought I could afford. And so I said, let's give it a try. And then he's the one who hooked me up with the movie maker in Maryland. It's called Urban Vision. And because these are independent, they can come up with their own contracts.
Right, right.
And because I'm currently retired, I can take on more of the tasks that they may have had to hire out.
Right.
But because they're not hiring them out, they're not charging me for them.
Oh.
So probably the best news was I paid for the first episode. The guy got so excited about it. He wants to do 2 more. He'll pay for one if I pay for the other, but I keep the rights. So if any movie, if any Netflix or all of the online shows, anybody who buys it, I still get a percentage of it. But I have to do more of the work than if I had just sold it to Oprah.
Exactly. Well, again, I love the way you get your connections. And, so I remember Clubhouse when it first came out, and I have a Clubhouse page and all the stuff I started too. But once it sort of fizzled, I just left it, but it's still sitting out there. And I did like the whole Clubhouse thing where you're just talking, you blog, you're just like a radio show kind of thing. So I did like that part. I just didn't follow up with it.
The woman who had that now has a Thursday morning, something like Tap In like you have here. It's called Talking All Things Books. And we meet once a week to do just what we're doing right now. That's how I learned how to get this done in a certain amount of time. She said, all right, if you're here, Anna, there
you go. Get right to it. But I love it because I sure was like wondering how, when you said a week, I said, how does she do one every week? While I'm talking to you, I had this Marcel. I know him from movie stuff. He had a couple of movies he's done here in town. And I had contacted him about some screenwriting, screenplay stuff. One of the authors that was looking for someone who knows screenwriting, things of that nature. So I've been, emailing back and forth with him to see if he could talk to, hook up connection. We'd hook us up. So one of our members, also an author, Rose, Rose, because she's been at a lot of the Idlewild. She wrote the Idlewild book and story, and she's done speaking engagements and went to colleges talking about Idlewild, things like that. So we were talking last week, and she's trying to get her book into, a play or stage, something like that. So we have been talking about this for the last week or two. So that's why I'm looking down at my phone, because he just hit me up while you were talking about that. But he had just hit me up about something about the screenwriting and screenplays.
Okay. Some people know Chat GTP.
Chat GPT.
What GPT? That's it. My daughter says it's in alphabetical order. GPT. They will do a scene for you. I'm using fewer than 10 pages and said, please convert this short story into a screenplay that includes these components. It's not the end, but they'll get rid of all of the fluff. And
And
then
you'll,
you go back and you revise it the way you want. Because mine started out as a novel.
uh-huh.
It has back scenes, it has side scenes, and descriptive passages. You don't have that in a movie.
See, there you go. But we'll have
That's
to
it.
talk more about that. But I had to
Okay.
just let you know I was looking at the phone, looking at texting Marcel back. And I know this is usually tap into for women entrepreneurs, but because he has some resources that I really like for him to share, I
Okay.
figured
Go
I'd
for
tap him in today.
it. Okay.
So this is a special moment, you guys. It's
Mhm.
7:08. I only go to 7:15, but because I was texting back and forth with Marcel about screenplay screenwriting for one of the House members and Women Who Write, I'm going to just pop him in here now because he happened to have an opportunity to do it. So I'm just going to do it now. Thank you, Marcel, for jumping in on Tap In Tuesday while we happen to be talking about screenplay, screenwriting, and things like that. So your timing is perfect. I'm going to pop him in right now. Marcel, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. We're adding to the stage Marcel Gamble. See, tap in too, so you never know who's going to show up, you guys. Thank you so much for. We were texting back and forth while I'm on live, so I'm so glad you were able to jump on live with us here, and I can show this more in the replay. Please introduce yourself, tell everybody what you do, and I'll be sharing it on our YouTube channel, Hasu TV, and the other channels.
All right, how's it going? I am glad to be a part of the conversation today.
Good.
My name is Marcel Gamble. I don't know, a long
Tap in
history.
Tuesday.
I don't even know where to start. I guess I got my professional start with writing with the Grand Rapids Times newspaper.
Mhm.
Back when I was about 15, 14 years old. I wrote for that paper for about a solid 8 to 9 years. Then I branched off and started writing books. Then books went into movies, and that led back into books. And now I'm just kind of doing books and in films at the same time currently. So screenplays and novels is what is taking up most of my time right now.
Mhm. Well, look at Anna says, question.
Yes. Will you share with us uh, what you do and what aspect of it? Because you might have a customer here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
As far as films go, I specialize really in drama films.
This is
So
dramatic. This is drama.
I write
Mhm.
feature films, and I really don't. Well, I haven't done work for hire in a little while now.
Oh, I don't
Um,
mind getting it for free.
okay.
Marcel.
What I mean by that is I tend to do a lot of spec scripts, a lot of spec writing, just to build my catalog up because um, a lot of the projects that I have moved forward with or that have been produced are projects that were in my catalog. So they
Okay.
weren't ideas that derived from someone else, they were original ideas from me. And that's particularly how I wanted to start my career off because I had a lot of messages to get out to the world through films and through books. So that's just what I ended up doing or how I started. Now I have done work for hire screenplays as well, and it's kind of a challenging thing because sometimes people have a really tight timeline. And they want things done. I just had somebody come to me and say, "Hey, I want a feature film written, and I want it done in a month." And I'm like, okay,
No.
what type of budget? How many characters? Is this a timepiece? A lot of people don't realize there's so much that goes into developing a story. You have to create the characters, you have to create the setting. Um, you just have to have that all in mind, especially the budget as well. Because if you only have a budget of $5,000, then I'm not going to go and write a screenplay that's going to require $50,000 to film.
Mhm.
So that's another reason why I kind of like steered away to writing spec scripts again, because a lot of people that approach me they just approached me with a lot of unrealistic ideas and trying to talk them down and bring them back to reality has or was challenging at one time. So yeah, I will still do work for hire projects. I just tend to do more spec projects currently.
So share, because I know what you do. Can you share some of the movies? Because I know my daughter worked on one, Bianca. Share some of the movies that you've done
Yes. So one feature that was written by me is Case 137. That was picked up by Maverick Entertainment back in 2018. And then another feature that was written by me is called Leo. That was a self-produced project. Well, we had a team of producers actually. We shot that around Grand Rapids and Detroit. That had a couple familiar faces from Hollywood, and that one got picked up by a company called Mans Mackey Distribution. And that one has done pretty well. We have made the budget back plus on that. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better turnout for that project.
It was good. I do remember seeing that.
Now, Case 137, on the other hand, I kind of self-funded that. That was a $6,000 project, and that was my learning curve because in that project, I had over like 20 characters in the screenplay. I had these grand ideas of car explosions and police chases. And again, that was my reality check because once we got to set and I came with a budget of $6,000, everybody looked at me crazy. Like, no, we can't do that with the type of budget that you're bringing. So, but, that one took over a year. That one, it took me a month and a half to write the screenplay. And I was doing that while I was working a full-time job as well. But a month and a half to write that. And it took over a year to actually produce it because there were so many factors that went into play to make that film. You have so many actors that were still working 9 to 5s. You have to work around schedules. We're filming here, Detroit, Flint. Just the cameraman, you had to work around his schedule. There were just so many things, so many pieces that had to go in to make the puzzle right. And I learned so much off of that film.
Wow. That is a lot. I know, like a couple of authors, like the one I was messaging you about, and she said she just wrote a book and she want to do, and I just get so confused with the screenplay or screenwriting. Which one you want to learn, screenwriting or how to do a screenplay? And like you said, it's two different worlds, two different things. So I just was asking, for any help or anyone that can offer her a conversation to help her distinguish which one she wants, or maybe she knows what she wants. I just didn't know how to relay it to you.
Okay. And
definitely.
If Marcel doesn't have the time, I'd be glad to share with this person some of what I've learned in the past 6 months about the difference even between a play, a stage play, a dramatic reading, and a film. And I would just be sharing with what I've learned. I wouldn't tell her I could do it. But some of the things to take into consideration. So when she gets a budget of $50,000 to do a feature film, she'll know why.
Right.
But if she doesn't have that, there are things that she can do to modify to get the message across, but she doesn't have to have 15 different sets to do it.
Right.
So if she just wants a conversation between the two of us, we can help her focus on what is realistic with someone who does not have a lot of money to invest in.
Yeah. So that's information.
A budget of $50,000, we can get her Hollywood actors. We can get her,
for a budget of 50,
EPs with a lot of experience. It's not 50,000 isn't a lot when it comes to film production, but when you are somebody who has taken budgets super small and just had to have stretched them so many different ways. You know how to make your money really work. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people or some people will just want to take that 50,000 and say, hey, let me try to get Michael B. Jordan on set for 20 minutes, or something like that, when you don't necessarily need that. You know what I mean? Like, even if you did get Michael B. Jordan, let's just pretend you got him, and your screenplay is trash,
Mm-hmm.
that project won't really hold up.
Right.
It'll have face value. People will probably click on it because they see him on the cover. But if the storyline is no good, nobody's going to stick around.
Gotcha.
So that's another thing that I've had to learn as well. I had somebody come to me, hey, we'll give you $100,000 for this film project and this and that. And I'm just like, but what's the catch? And if you read the contracts, some of the contracts are very shady. Like, I had to put my house on the line and I had
Oh.
to put other assets on the line. So if that money was not made back, guess who they were coming after?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just certain stuff like that you learn in the industry too. Like Case 137, I'll be completely open with you guys. I signed a horrible deal.
Mm.
I was locked into 10 years. I'm actually still doing the 10 years for that project. And for 10 years, they could tell me that the project hasn't cleared the $25,000 marketing cap that they say they spent to market Case 137. Now, all they did with Case 137 was post it on their Facebook page twice. And
Mm.
I know that it doesn't cost $25,000 to post something
Oh
on your
my
Facebook page
goodness.
twice. But since they have me locked into that 10-year contract, they can say that they're marketing it for 10 years. So I haven't seen a dime from
Wow.
that film. And that film released in 2018. Um,
Oh
but that
wow.
was a learning lesson. I mean, I got exposure from it, but as far as it helping me financially, because the plan was for it to, bring in some residual income so I can move to the next project. And that's how that stuff works when it comes to indie filmmaking. But I haven't seen a dime from it because of the type of contract that I signed. So it's
And
stuff
that,
like that
oh,
that people have to be aware of as well. There's a lot of sharks in the industry that'll tell you what you want to hear to
yeah.
give
And I
you a
and
Charge
I
high
you,
paying
I can
picture.
charge you
see,
what you. Mhm.
yeah, I can see you getting all excited because you want your book to become a film or screenplay. So, you have a book, authors have a book they're writing, and they say, "Ooh, this could be a good movie. Ooh, this could be a good, like we're talking about with the young lady with Ottawa. She does a lot of speaking engagement to schools and colleges, things like that with the Ottawa story. So I can see why she wants to make that, move it up to the next stage. So it is the excitement when you write a book to move it to the next stage, podcast, film, stage, move it into that arena. So you do get it overly excited and not really looking at the shadiness of the contracts and who's doing it. So I can definitely thank you for sharing that, being transparent. Thank you for sharing
Most,
that.
most
Wow.
definitely, anywhere I can help.
Wow. But yes, thank you so much. I know it was because, like I said, getting back with me, and you got back with me while I was on live. So I said, hey, you want to just jump on a live? I don't know. So while I'm here, and we're talking about screenwriting and screenplays, so it was perfect timing. So thank you
Yeah, not a
again
problem.
for
I
participating.
enjoy, talking to other creatives,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's not every day that everybody understands what's in your head and the thoughts that you have and the ideas that are just moving around in there constantly. So when I'm able to talk to other creatives, it's always a good time.
Well, thank you so
Where
much.
did you do your training?
What's that?
Where did you go to school, college, or whatever?
Oh, I went to Calvin
Hmm.
um, many years ago,
Oh, I used to teach at Calvin.
but okay, yep. It used to be Calvin College, now it's Calvin
Yep,
University.
right. Hmm.
But
Oh, your
yeah,
name looks familiar.
okay, I did the media production program there.
That's what I
Um,
was in.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get off this.
Anna.
The other reason I was mentioning it is at Wayne State University
Okay.
has a very powerful media and performance program.
Okay.
And yes, and so as you were talking, you mentioned Detroit. I didn't know if that was one of the places as well.
That's funny because I was actually enrolled at Wayne State as well, but I did this program at Calvin called the Entrada program, and
I know that. Oh, come on, that's enough. All right, go. Yes.
and
What years were you in there?
And I ended up at Calvin.
Yep.
So
we probably keep looking. He was probably there. He just heard I was teaching the class, and so he didn't take it.
Stop it, Anna. You know, Anna works her way around. She knows everyone. You talk long enough, she go, wait a minute, I think I know. That name looks familiar. Where were you at? So she'll work her way around to it, and she'll end up knowing you because we were just talking about her connections and how far they go and how she just gets so connected to everyone. So that is what it's all about, being connected and knowing who does what and where you can get a resource from or someone who has expertise in a certain area. Especially with this group, Women Who Write and Create. We have writers, creatives, and everybody. Like I said, most people are moving in the podcast space. And Anna does have a podcast that she just started for her books. So it's just great learning. Yep. So, but yeah. So thank you again for your time jumping on Tap In Tuesday. Tap In Tuesday works bi-weekly. We're here for women entrepreneurs to tap in and share their businesses, their upcoming events. It is free because I will charge for some stuff because it is media promotions after all. But Tap In Tuesday is free, so it's an opportunity to jump in from 6:30 to 7:15. Tap In Tuesdays.
All right. Well, thank you for having me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for just being able to pop in without much notice.
Right.
So, any other thing? Anna?
You're just sharing such useful information. People want to know the highs. You're showing if you can deal with the lows, you can handle the highs, and you show that you've had them both. And so we thank you for sharing that.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to start wrapping up Tap In Tuesday because we are a little bit over that 7:15 mark, but that's okay because it was well worth it today. But we're going to thank you guys for popping in. If you didn't pop in today, you're going to check us out on a replay. And I'm going to have a link. Actually, the link is the link. You're going to use the same link whenever you pop on bi-weekly. I'm not changing it. You got the link. It's going to be bi-weekly. Tap In Tuesday, 6:30 to 7:15 here in StreamYard. This show will be uploaded to Hasu TV on YouTube. It'll be uploaded to Hookah Sister Community. It'll be uploaded to my Women Who Write, to all my main channels. But just know Hasu TV is where all our shows are uploaded. So I'll make sure I share that information too with you as well if you don't have our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. See you in a replay, and I hope to see you in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for joining Tap In Tuesday. Thank you for our guests, Marcel and Coach Anna, that popped on to share what they have coming up and all their expertise. Thank you so much. And you guys, you can say bye now, or you can hang on, whichever you like to do. But thank you so much for joining Tap In Tuesday. See you in 2 weeks.
Have a good evening.